Today's video is brought to you by Summit, a 2D Metroidvania in which you explore a giant open world that is located on a mountain massive. This already war-torn country has recently been befallen by a mighty set of catastrophes. Your unlikely protagonist, a member of the weak Ruby tribe, turned out to be one of few survivors of the last cataclysm, a giant avalanche. Your initial personal mission quickly turns into the ultimate search for truth, a search that requires you to climb the fabled Grand Summit. Following the traditions of the Metroidvania genre, the game lets you freely explore an interconnected world. The game relies on minimal player guidance in favor of environmental storytelling, clues through dialogue, and the joy of discovering new things and places. Platforming in the game is getting more and more challenging through the introduction of new abilities. The movement was designed to feel somewhat realistic and resemble an actual mountain climbing. Abilities are mostly climbing gear like ice picks and the game's signature move, the grappling hook, which allows the player to traverse the world in a very fun and agile way. Check it out now, link below in the description. Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to check out the EVORETRO Wireless Switch Pro Controller. So this is a brand new Switch Pro Controller. They sent me this to check out. Now this one's awesome. It has an interchangeable D-pad, turbo button. It also has an easy connection so it can sync real easy to your Nintendo Switch. It's durable. It has durable casting and buttons. So yeah, this says it works with the Switch game console. It's Bluetooth wireless, reaches up to 8 meters. I don't know how long that is in feet. Dual analog sticks, extended triggers, and all that. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. Again, special thanks to EVORETRO for sending this my way. I do have a link down below in the description for you guys if you want to go ahead and check it out. So let's unbox it, shall we? So here we go. So we got our Type-C cord. Type-C cords are always handy, and easy unboxing right here. We literally just have the instructions and the controller itself. So let's take a look at it. You know, Pro controllers of different varieties. I have quite a few of them, and each one always has some kind of unique thing. But the turbo function is one that I'm actually most curious about. Now here's the interchangeable D-pads real quick. So we have the controller. Black, looks like any kind of standard controller that you can plug and play. Take a look at it. EVORETRO. Look at the back. And it feels incredibly light compared to the actual like Nintendo Switch Pro controller. This one feels incredibly light. You got the triggers up top. They feel actually pretty solid. Sometimes you get like real hollow feeling triggers, I guess, if that makes any sense. So those at least feel pretty good. Then you got the two controller things. Now, one thing to also take note of is that the D-pad on this controller is up here. It's not like a normal Switch controller, Switch Pro controller, where this one is up here. Both analog sticks are right here. And I know a lot of people that actually prefer this. They don't like the offset analog sticks. So if you're looking for one that is where they're both in the same area, like a PlayStation controller, then here you go. Then it looks like we have our turbo button right there, our plus minus, and our home right in the middle. So the button layout's a little bit different when it comes to the plus minus and the home buttons, but it says it's easy to install and figure out. So we're gonna check that out. Now here's the interchangeable D-pad. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it just pulls right out. You look right there. Interchangeable D-pad pulls right out. Now let's look at the other two types of D-pads that we have in this little baggie. I hope I don't lose them. But you can see there's like a disc. I think this is like the Series Elite, like the Xbox One. The Xbox One Series Elite controller had something similar like that, kind of like just a disc. Goes in because it has a cross back. And then you have another one that's kind of like that. If I'm gonna be honest, I prefer the actual like old school type of thing. But just for transparency, to install it, just plop it in and then look. disc. Some people like that. Me, not so much. I don't really care for the disc like that. But it's cool to have options. It's real nice that they packed them in. Let's try the third one, just for no. I don't know if I like that one. The disc one I like, but this one, yeah, this one just doesn't seem like, if you're trying to do like a Hadouken or anything like that, it just doesn't seem like it would be something that I would prefer. I would honestly prefer just the old school style D-pad. Now taking it off, it does feel a little snug, but it comes right out. Let's put the old school D-pad back on. Yeah, that one seems more suitable for like fighters and stuff like that. So we're gonna plug this in real quick. Let's see what it says as far as setting it up. It says that's in French. Okay, so first time using, make sure it's powered on before using and upgraded to the latest firmware. Start it, enter the console controller setting page, and try it out. Y plus up button. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and try it. Here we go. We're going to plug it in. I'm going to do this in real time. So let's take our Type-C. Actually, I have a Type-C plugged in. Let's go ahead and just take out our actual Pro controller and figure this out, and then we'll also test it on a game, like an NES game or something, like Mario or something, right? So we're plugging it in. You can see it's already charging. All right, so I have this bad boy plugged in and charged. It wasn't too hard. You just kind of have to charge it up a little bit. Then when you go to the change grip in order, push up and Y, it'll detect the grip. But it seems like it's working pretty good. One thing cause for concern is it doesn't seem like you could keep it plugged in with the cord and play it at the same time, because then it stops detecting it. I don't know if that's some kind of issue or something, but it works fine once I have it unplugged. So for some reason it can't be plugged in with the USB cord at the same time, but we're testing this out. The USB, I mean the D-pad, not the USB. The D-pad seems like it's working fantastic. It actually feels nice to the touch. It doesn't feel cheap. You know, a lot of the D-pads on some of these controllers just feel too bulky, sometimes hollow, like they have like a hollow feel. This one feels tight, spongy underneath. I guess, you know, they have enough of a spring or enough give, like, you know what I mean? Like when you push a button down, the face buttons feel good too. They don't feel cheap and clanky. Like you're pushing it and it doesn't sound like it's cheap. You know what I mean? Like when you're tapping it. I've had some real cheap feeling controllers in the past. These feel good. Like they actually have, you know, when you're pushing it down, it feels like it's solid. This doesn't feel like a cheap controller at all. What I like the most about it, it is kind of like a smaller grip controller. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like closer to like a PlayStation controller or something like that. In fact, looking at the size of the DualSense 5, let's pause real quick and go full screen. It seems like it's about the same size as the PlayStation 5 controller, just to give you an idea of how it possibly would feel, which is not a bad thing. It's a real good, comfortable size for your hands. I got little hands, but I know some of you big boys, I know I got some corn-fed fucking hosses that watch this channel. Just so that you know, it doesn't feel like a real cheap controller. It feels well put together. So if you're a big corn-fed hoss, you'll actually like how this controller feels. And it feels responsive. It doesn't feel laggy at all. It's definitely one of the better Pro controller clones I've felt out there. So I gotta say, just playing a couple levels, I know I could sit here all day and play Mario 3, but honestly, I think it's worth a look. So this is the EVORETRO Switch Pro Wireless Controller. I think it's good. I'm gonna leave a link down below. Check it out. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a great day.